The voicemail was from my father. My father has been dead for 6 years. His voice crackled over the line, faint and distant, yet unmistakable. Emma, he whispered, his tone urgent, do not go to Hollow Creek. The message ended abruptly, leaving me with a chill that lingered long after I hung up. Skepticism gnawed at my gut. How could it be him? But the bracelet from my sister's last birthday, nestled beside the phone, felt cold against my skin. Driven by an inexplicable pull, I packed a bag and headed towards Hollow Creek, the abandoned mill town where my father had once worked. As I neared, thick fog rolled in like a shroud, hiding glimpses of dilapidated buildings and twisted metal structures that loomed ominously. The air grew heavy with silence, broken only by the distant drip of water echoing through empty halls. Stepping into what used to be the bustling heart of Hollow Creek, now just a ghostly echo, I found myself face to face with history frozen in time. A single spinning wheel stood out amidst the decay, its wooden frame dusty and worn. Clutched tightly around it was the skeletal hand of an old mill worker, forever paused mid-action at his loom. The sight sent shivers down my spine as I traced my fingers over the cold fabric scraps scattered across the floor. Hidden behind a rusted door in the town hall, I discovered leather-bound ledgers filled with meticulous notes and diagrams. Each page revealed more about Hollow Creek's dark past, tales of workers disappearing without a trace, their families left bewildered by the sudden silence. Entries hinted at rituals and offerings to an entity that demanded life as payment for its protection. As night fell, shadows lengthened, casting eerie shapes against the crumbling walls. I found myself standing before a large loom, its intricate design etched with symbols of power and control. A piece of paper fluttered free from one of its spools, a map leading to an underground chamber beneath the town square. Venturing into the darkness below ground, the air thickened with a sense of dread. The tunnel walls were lined with ancient carvings depicting scenes of sacrifice and rebirth. At the heart of this labyrinth lay a small room lit by faint blue flames that flickered like eyes watching from the dark corners. In its center stood an altar adorned with remnants of human offerings. Realizing too late what was happening, I felt the pull of something ancient awakening beneath Hollow Creek. The earth trembled around me, and through the shadows emerged figures twisted into grotesque shapes, spirits bound by centuries-old pacts with the entity ruling over them. My father's voice echoed in my head once more, warning me away from this place. With a heart pounding against the walls of my chest, I reached for what little humanity remained within these tormented souls and begged for their release. As if understanding, they turned towards me, their forms blurring into wisps of light that dissipated into nothingness. The entity stirred in response to its lost servants, sending out tendrils of darkness that sought to claim me as the next offering. But with a final breath of defiance, I whispered a plea for redemption, not just for Hollow Creek's trapped souls, but for my own father too. The darkness recoiled, retreating back into the shadows from whence it came. Emerging from the underground chamber, I found myself alone in the desolate town once more. As dawn broke over Hollow Creek, casting light on its abandoned streets, I knew that while some wounds ran deep and old, they could find healing if only those willing to confront them head-on dared to do so. Leaving behind a place now freed from its curse, I held on to the hope that maybe, just maybe, my father's message was meant as a warning for me all along, a way back home.